Hello, everyone. This is Packbat.
And Genjaft with our front-wheel drive special.
Yeah, so last episode you saw the car I submitted. Here's one of the cars I didn't.
And we're looking
in a moment you'll see why it's called duckbill.
Yep, and we're looking at the comparisons with rear-wheel drive and front-wheel drive.
Yeah.
And that does look like a duckbill.
Yeah. I was playing around trying to get an interesting shape out of this body, and I think I got one.
V6.
Yeah. I mean, V6s are short, and they're light, which is great in a front-wheel drive car. And you saw minus 15...
Yeah, minus 15, 0, and 2.
Plus 2 on the fixtures, because I had some money in this build.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, I know people have been doing all sorts of things with, like, they pick a front-wheel drive car that looks like a front-wheel drive car, but I wanted to have a front-wheel drive car with some aerodynamic efficiency.
Yeah.
So.
V6, aluminum and aluminum. Push rod.
I don't remember why I did push rod, but I did push rod.
2.5.
I think it's because it was going to be long-stroked anyway, so I couldn't rev it much anyway.
Nah. More reliability that way.
Cheaper.
Yeah.
And you can get more engine in a smaller volume out of a push rod.
Yeah. Forged.
I think for lightness and smoothness.
That is a pretty smooth V6.
Yeah.
Plus 7. Most of what we're looking for is the performance in the track. Plus 11.
Yeah, I leaned this out quite a bit. I mean, I wanted to make sure that I had the fuel economy target that I was aiming for. And with the pushrod engine, you get so much friction at high RPMs that the fuel economy just dive bombs.
Yeah. Long tubular single exhaust, not dual.
Yeah.
Nice, tidy little engine.
Yeah. 29.8 reliability, so it doesn't end up having a ton of top speed.
I like the weird spike.
I don't know what's happening. Sometimes automation has glitches.
Yep. Plus 10 quality on that.
Front-wheel drivetrains are super cheap.
Oh, God. There's no kidding. They don't cost anything.
Yeah.
It also means that your back brakes are completely irrelevant, so you can have a drum with no options and
this is the weakest brake you can put in a car.
And it still locks the back tires up.
It is entirely sufficient.
Oh, yeah.
That was quite entertaining.
Very good stopping distance, though.
Yeah.
Whee!
This is fun. You know, at high speed, a car rotates really nicely until you run out of grip and the car goes dead on into the wall.
Front-wheel drives are always fun to drive.
So plus 1 power steering.
Yep. Makes sense with all that weight in the front.
Yeah. Advanced safety with poor quality. So I think I was aiming for a safety of like 15 or something. So I got it.
Nothing particularly outlandish in the suspension department.
Yeah, pretty middle-of-the-road camber.
I imagine the work on this probably cut off relatively early, so I'm not expecting all that to be fine-tuned as much as it could be.
Yeah, I mean, I did a fair amount of fine-tuning, so...
And one thing to notice is the cornering.
Yeah. Yeah, these front-wheel drive cars, in the automation calculations as of this build, very good cornering.
Oh, yeah.
Very good cornering potential.
I was about to say acceleration can suffer, but that's not bad.
80 to 120 suffers a little bit just because the car doesn't have a lot of power.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's actually, in a drag race, it doesn't do badly against my rear-wheel drive one.
Yeah.
On the track...
It doesn't match up on the track.
it's
Well,
not.
it's not far. Seeing
Yeah.
as your car is the last time we did.
Yeah, that was my rear-wheel drive car, 22108.
Yeah. Less.
So you lose an 8/10 of a second in Sector 2, but you're actually making up a lot of that in the fine corners.
Yeah, in Sector 1 and Sector 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were saying something.
Yeah, front-wheel drive cars, because they can't be as heavy. Well, they're not going to be as heavy. They just don't have the drivetrain for the weight. And there's not as much room for the engine. The top speed is low.
Tends to be.
Yeah, top speed tends to suffer.
Like, one of the reasons why I went with the other car, in addition to, I mentioned in the previous video, just, I don't remember what I mentioned in the previous video. But another reason why I went with this car is that going with a front-wheel drive car like this is what I did in a car with lots of handling and not that much top speed, is what I did in previous robot races. And I suffered massively in the race. Like, I was getting passed, and I couldn't pass anyone.
Yeah.
So I needed a car that had some get up and go so that when I'm racing on the track with other cars, I can get around them, and they will have a harder time getting around me.
Yeah, you actually have enough get up and go to pass.
Exactly. Like, I can come out of the corner at the same speed as they do and accelerate faster than them. And that's the hope.
And this one, yeah, this car goes around the corners faster, but won't
Yeah,
get up
so,
and go
I mean,
out of the corner as fast.
Like, well, it comes out of the corner just as fast. It comes out of the corner faster, but, like, then it catches up to the other car and has to slow down, and then the other car pulls away, and then there's the next corner.
Yeah.
So, really, if this car was going to try to pass someone, it would have to, like, dive bomb them on the entrance of a corner and at the beginning of a technical section and get enough of a lead that they can't get passed back on the straightaway.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only way they could do it.
Passing while in a corner?
I mean, you dive bomb at the entrance to Kill Rob Chicane. Like, that would be, if I was driving the duckbill, that would be I'd go pass them at the Kill Rob Chicane. They can't catch me before the Daffy Flyer. And I've got enough of a lead that they don't catch me by the end of the Daffy Flyer.
Yeah. And you should be able to do pretty well in here because of your cornering anyway.
Yeah, I've got good cornering at all speeds in this car.
And mine doesn't look like a duck. It looks like a box.
Maybe a capybara?
Yeah. This was really the let's go for a small rally car.
Yeah.
I stuck a rather big engine into it.
Yeah. Standard
Model.
intake?
Hmm?
Never mind. I'll see the engine when I see the engine.
Yeah. My usual zero quality across this, double wishbones and steel.
Steel and front engine.
Yeah.
I guess it's a tiny car.
Yeah. And again, the aforementioned, it's so light, you can't have a high horsepower engine into it, and so therefore the top speed suffers.
Ah, so you were going with steel, so you got a little bit more room for power.
Yeah.
Alright.
Which I kind of got.
Yeah. Alright, so crossplane V8. Single overhead cam, 4 valves per cylinder, all aluminum.
Yep. It's almost a 3.2 liter engine.
That's almost as big as the engine that I had in my in my rear-wheel drive entry.
Yeah. I crammed a big engine into this sucker.
Yeah.
Forged, +6.
Yeah.
High, normal, sport, +10.
Yeah. I mean, it is single overhead cam, so it's a little bit cheaper.
Yep. DCOE, quad, and standard.
Yeah, so this car is pretty thirsty.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a second. You're over 750 grams per kilowatt hour at peak power.
Yeah. This is a thirsty engine.
Yeah.
But I'm pushing
And
I'm
such
pushing
a
this
tiny
engine
car?
far beyond what is reasonable.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing you didn't enter this, because
It,
this thirsty an engine in this small a car, you might be doing 2 pit stops just to get to the end on fuel.
probably. +5 quality. Long tubular dual 0. Probably an expensive engine.
169.9. That's 3,000 in production costs, plus 1450 in labor.
So the engine makes up half the cost of the car.
More than.
But it had a nice gearbox.
Yeah, like the power delivery looks pretty good.
+8 quality on that. The body was so cheap, I could have so much quality everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the reasons why the Sprite, why the not Sprite was so dominant in 55, because that car was so tiny that it cost nothing.
Oh, yeah.
It actually did really well in the one Car Tycoon challenge that I've done. The one person ended with a couple not Sprites, and those were the most popular cars in the competition. And I think in no small part because they weigh nothing.
I could only fit 2 15s.
Even with 10-inch rims, you could only fit 2 15s.
Yeah. And I can't make the tires any bigger.
Yeah.
So, that was one reason why I didn't submit this, is the body is limited in tire size. Just period. Limited. You can't do much.
Yeah. I mean, not without quality, and you're not allowed quality.
Yeah. So, solid disc, 2 piston for the front, drum, and none in the rear.
Hey! I recognize those drum brakes.
And I can only fit 2 70s. The stopping distance is atrocious.
That is the biggest, most powerful brake you could put in the front, and it's barely up to the task.
Oh, yeah. +3 quality.
Yeah.
Plus
Lots
10...
of aero quality.
Oh, yeah.
You went with downforce again?
Yep, and this thing just drops off at about 152. Downforce, aero...
You got 220 out of this, nearly.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot more than I got out of my front-wheel drive thing.
Yeah, because, again, as I said, I used steel to make it heavy, so I could use power for the engine and get the top speed up to where it should have been. It's actually... I think this top speed is higher than the car actually submitted. And then... -6.
This was a 4-door, wasn't
it? There's no choice.
All right.
But it adds extra weight, which is one of the things it needed, and has sense, and hence my quality is only -6. And then 0 quality for that. It does very well for track premium for whatever reason.
I mean, I think track premium has some amount of emphasis on... I don't even.
Yeah.
Whatever. Standard gas monotube passive. Reasonable amounts of camber, front and rear. Stiff in the rear. Softer in the front.
Very
you have a bit of bottom out.
Yeah, a little bit. Weight distribution. Almost
2/3 in the front.
Perfect 2/3 and 1/3 distribution.
Yeah.
But the cornering is really good.
Yeah. 1.1 and 1.03.
And then 2.9 acceleration, 80 to 120, which is better than I expected, and then 5.7. For a time of, drum roll, for God's sake, computer, it can't be that hard, 2:21:10.
That's almost as fast as the car I submitted.
Yeah.
And it's faster than my front-wheel drive guy. Because top speed, like look at that
Oh
sector
yeah.
2.
I got a decent top speed out of it.
Yeah.
It
So
suffers in
that's
Sector
half
1.
a second right there.
It really suffers in Sector 1.
Yeah, but
Odd things you can do with front-wheel drive. And then my test for 1976, which will never see the light of day for an actual race, most likely.
yeah. Well, I mean, lots of people do tests for future BRCs because we are that much eager.
Oh, yeah. This is an actual two-door.
And it is... This car looks like it should be in a British children's book.
Probably.
With, like, the driver's head sticking out the top of it.
0, 0. Not heavy this time.
Aluminium.
Reverse front. Oh, technically it's a 3-door, because it's so small they count this as a door. There must be a seat back there.
No. It's... 3-door is the term for a hatchback.
Ah.
Like 3 doors a hatchback, 5-door. It means you have, instead of a trunk, you lift up the rear and it opens into the back.
Yeah.
I don't know why it doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't either. It's still a trunk.
Anyway.
So, it's a V8 flat plane, aluminum block, and cast iron head, which is going to give a few people aneurysms.
Long stroke, DOHC 4-valve.
Because there's no fit in a large bore in this thing.
Nope.
It's only a 1.2 liter, 1.3 liter. I'm just going to round it up.
Yeah, I'd call it a 1.3 liter.
Yep. Rather flat power curve, though, at the top.
Yeah.
It just spikes up and plateaus.
Yeah.
So forged for I-beam steel and cast.
Why? I mean, that reduces emissions. So,
I'm
I
not
guess
sure why I went there.
I think forged is cheaper.
Why did I go there?
I don't know.
Well, we're going to fix it a little bit now.
Okay. Yeah, no, heavy cast is not appropriate.
No, it isn't. I'm not sure why that's there.
Okay, so I guess the car will be slightly better than we expected.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. It might have been weight. Nope, never mind.
Yeah.
So reliability improves dramatically now. I can actually do some more stuff with this.
I mean, what happens is...
Actually, no, we're going to leave it, because I just thought of something.
Okay.
Hey,
what happens with...
horsepower to weight.
Okay. Sure.
So I'm going to
Anyway,
leave it.
what happens with the... Just so everybody knows. When it's calculating what the rev limit of the engine is, when it's calculating reliability loss due to revs, due to the bottom end, the weakest link is what matters. So in this engine, the weakest link is the cast pistons.
Yeah.
In a lot of the 76 engines, the weakest link was the forged H-beam. If you have forged, then you have the forged level of reliability in your engine. And yeah.
We might do some tweaking, because I don't know what the horsepower to weight limit I used for this, but this doesn't change weight or horsepower, so I'm putting it to forged.
Yeah.
Quality +4. It's not particularly sporty. Or particularly high compression at the moment.
Yeah. But you've
water and air medium. Turbocharger.
Yeah, a water to air intercooler, I believe you get lower octane requirements. I'm not sure what the deal is.
Yeah. -4 on my fuel injection system.
Yeah. You can probably, like, if I were retuning it, I would lean out the fuel mixture a little bit and increase the compression a little bit to get the extra RON without increasing the horsepower.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that sounds like work.
And I didn't really fine-tune this that much. Obviously, if you got turbocharged, you're stuck with what your headers are.
Yeah, I think the forced induction revamp is what's going to start opening up what multiple options for headers, or that might be even later. Like, I know at some point they're going to give us superchargers, and so we'll be able to have supercharged 1945 race cars.
Nice. Nice. That'll be fun.
That I like how you can see velocity, like you have power divided by velocity, and you can see the 1 over x hyperbolic curve in your acceleration graph.
What was the top speed? 217. Semi-slicks, 235 steel.
Uh-huh.
Vented disc, 2-piston, and then drum with... Yeah.
So it looks like you needed more braking in the front, but I don't...
That's why.
Oh, you wanted more drivability.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll test it with both ways. Because I noticed the stopping distance is freaking garbage.
Yeah. Anyway.
And then fully clad, full downforce, plus 15.
Hmm.
To get around the drag induced by the downforce.
Yeah. I like, you noticed the downforce on my competition model was 60?
Yep.
I was just jumping by intervals of 10 and looking for the best time.
Ah.
Like, I could have fine-tuned it more, but the automation calculations are so unpredictable that I figured I wouldn't bother.
And standard gas monotube passive, lots of camber.
Yeah.
1.18, 1.18.
This is... Yeah. So, I would say in 1976 we ought to be... Just advance warning to everyone, next BRC, if you're getting less than 1.1 Gs, you might feel slightly nervous.
Or everyone just goes front-wheel drive and makes tiny, tiny cars.
I'm still not going to do that. If I want to do the unpopular thing.
217.08.
And
I'm going to go back to the brakes. Throw that on. Can I make it bigger? No, but I can do this. And the thing I don't like is the sportiness and drivability dropping.
Yeah. But...
The thing is... braking distance being improved that much... Oh, look, the drivability and sportiness are coming back up again.
Yeah, maybe just take it up to the point where drivability and sportiness start dropping again.
Yeah. I'm not gaining brake distance at the moment.
What was it before? 19?
17.
17.
Braking distance. Look how high that can go.
Well, you've got a lot of excess braking in the rear, so this is your approaching matched braking in the front and rear.
Yeah.
Although the front is much stiffer than the rear, which makes for interesting characteristics.
It's a front-wheel drive car. This is going to be an interesting characteristic car. I can't believe I can keep going higher. Up, up, up. We're going to go down to there.
Right. So from 17 to 71 in 3 pistons.
Yep. $216.71.
Quarter of a second.
Yeah.
It's
it
just faster
suffers
all the
in
way
top
around.
speed still.
Hmm?
It suffers in top speed still.
Yeah. I mean, look at it. It doesn't look like a top speed car, does it?
This is not a particularly fast car. Now, there's things I can do. What horsepower to weight ratio am I working with here?
You had about 570. So
171 horsepower.
Oh, remember to change the brakes back to 2 pistons, because 3 pistons is heavier.
Oh, well, if there's a margin now.
Oh, sure.
17. Let's see, how heavy is the car? 579.7. Now we find out I do math wrong. Where's the engine power? Divided by 171 point nothing. 3 point. I was working with a 3.5.
Yeah, I'm getting 0.3 horsepower per ton.
I'm getting 3.4 if you round up.
You're doing the reciprocal.
Oh.
You're doing tons per horsepower. I'm doing horsepower per ton.
Okay.
Or horsepower per kilogram.
Yeah.
So
what is it at?
0.3. I think like 66 was, what, 0.25?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a quarter.
So it's close. It'll stay here then. Reality is, when you go back and look at the trim, if I increase the horsepower, I'd just have more wheel slip.
Yeah. So, like I said, if I were tuning it, I would increase the fuel economy.
Yeah. Which can easily be done now.
Yeah. Like, give it a... Like, take away a couple points of fuel mixture and give it a point of compression.
Or just do that. It actually increased by 1 horsepower doing that.
Well... Oh.
That improved my reliability. Yeah. It was up there, which is 171. 2 ticks down is 172, and it's exactly 98.0.
Okay. I guess you don't increase the compression then.
Nope, don't need to. It's still a very freaking hungry engine.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess it would be. Yeah, I mean, at that fuel mixture, it would be.
Oh, yeah.
Even with 15 PSI of boost.
Yeah. Did that change the timing any?
I mean, imagine it would. You just gave it a little bit more power.
Yeah. It boosted the top speed to an even 210. So yeah, front-wheel drive is a bit interesting with cornering and stuff.
Yeah.
Very much for technical tracks.
Yeah.
Not so much for the straightaways.
Yeah. I've been really happy with my car, the rear-wheel drive car I went with. Like, I don't... I want to be competitive on all the tracks. And I've been doing that, which is good.
Yeah. Look at the weight distribution. 70 and 30.
Yep. Yep.
Front-wheel drive cars are entertaining.
Yep.
And I think that is the end of the front-wheel drive special.
All right.
It is 2:50.
Yeah. Catch y'all later.
Yep. See y'all.